Hey everyone, welcome back to another edition of Coach Kathi. I'm your host, Kathi Sottosanti, and this is your channel for personal empowerment. Are you under the influence of other people's negative energy? That is what we are going to find out today. So part of this is understanding energy and the energetic makeup of other people and knowing whether your feeling of where you are in life is related only to yourself or are you being affected by other people. Let's dive in. About 4 years ago, I attended a workshop at Kripalu, a retreat center up in Western Massachusetts. And one of the speakers there was Dr. Laura Berman, who wrote the book Quantum Love. It taught me a tremendous amount, which I want to go over with you here today in this video. And then I strongly recommend getting the book and reading it. But I want to fast forward you into understanding the energetic makeup of all beings. And you can resonate in a state which she says is in the ego state, which is below the number 200, or in home frequency, which is between 200 and 400, or really humming in home frequency, which is 400 plus. So let's get into it. The ego frequency is below 200. And I'm going to read off a note card because I want to cover all the different states of being or feeling and see what might resonate with you in order to help you find your better place. So the lowest is shame and humiliation. So we go from shame and humiliation to guilt and blame, apathy, despair, grief, regret, anxiety, fear, disappointment, longing, anger and hate, to scorn and entitlement. And everything I just mentioned is under 200, which is in the to me state. This is when everything's happening to me, and I'm going to lay low in these vibrations. And we're going to get to the are you under the influence? I just want to explain what these are so you can see where you fall, and then you'll be able to understand. So just stick with me. There's a lot to it, and I won't be putting all of this in one video. So that would be a good time to remind you to subscribe to this channel so that you will learn as we go on this journey together. I would also love it if you hit that bell, because the bell next to the subscribe button will give you notifications or a notification when I post my next weekly video. All right, let's get back to this. The next level up is between 200 and 400. And this is when you can start to really feel a better home frequency, meaning you feel more natural in your own being, right? And so we start with hopeful and courageous at 200. And then we start to rise up trusting and surrendered, willing and optimistic, accepting and forgiving, understanding and empathetic. But the goal is to raise your vibration. So the next one up, so we get a full understanding of this, is the through me state. And this is 400 plus. Love, reverence, joy, peace, bliss with the highest being enlightenment, which is basically what we could all strive for, but it's going to be impossible to stay there. That's the enlightenment is typically monks and sages. How you vibrate in the world can actually impact the global community. So listen to this. And this is according to the research in the book, mostly someone named David Hawkins and his calculations regarding calibrations. One individual calibrating at 500, which is love and reverence, counterbalances 750,000 individuals below 200 in ego frequency. I think that's pretty powerful. One individual at 600, which is bliss, counterbalances 10 million individuals below 200. And just one individual at 700, which is enlightenment, can counterbalance 70 million people below 200. Again, quantum physics. All right, so let's talk about how this affects you, and are you under the influence of someone else's negative energy? What often happens is that there's so many times where we don't feel like ourselves. and we don't feel like ourselves because we've left our home frequency. And at a retreat at Kripalu with Dr. Laura Berman at a quiet breakfast, I had a powerful revelation. 250 people and no one's allowed to speak. And I realized that I often put myself into other people's bubbles, and that can bring me down. If I'm listening or too heavily involved in someone else's world and I'm not protecting my boundaries, I can end up meeting someone at their lower vibration and not even realize it. And it was at that breakfast where I literally, it was like right before my eyes, I saw my hands just go into two big bubbles. And I realized that in order for me to be in my best feeling state, and this was prior to reading this book, I didn't even know these vibrational numbers existed. I needed to stay in my loving place. I needed to stay in a place where I feel good, not meeting other people at their lower vibration, because that would have me dipping below the ego line. Now, I'm not perfect and life isn't easy all the time. So of course, I'm going to dip into frustration and anger and resentment when life hits you with a curveball. But now I'm more aware, and my goal is to recognize the fact that I've dipped or I'm meeting someone and it doesn't feel good to me, and work my way back up to what does feel good to me. And it takes practice. That doesn't happen overnight. It happens through practice and recognition, recognizing that big aha that I'm under the influence of someone else's lower vibe, and pulling yourself back up to where you feel good. Do what you would do regardless of other people's actions, and you will feel better about who you are and yourself and your inner being. And then let people meet you. Have a strong standard on your number or your vibe. And when you find your way back and it feels good, be strong on staying there. Let people meet you where you are. And then you will raise the collective vibration of all those around you. Now, we can't raise everybody, and that's not our job. But if we stay true to our own happy place, we're going to be happier people for it. If this resonates with you, I'm so happy you're here on this journey. If you think a friend would benefit from this information, please help me by sharing it. Of course, I appreciate that. And then remember to hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be posting a bunch of links below so that I can help guide you to the right places and resources so that you too can see the information in Quantum Love and or get the book. It's really good and has helped me significantly understanding this powerful information of how we affect other people. So it is my duty to stay in a higher vibe as often as I can and be as human as possible so that I can work to help other people shine bright. I hope you find this helpful, and I hope to see you in my next video. And please leave me a comment as to where you are today. I'll help you find a number, and then let's help you raise your vibration. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks so much for being here.